Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you are welcome. In this video I'm going to be making this gorgeous Bubu dress with a cinched waist. So if this is what you want to see, please keep on watching and let's get started. So I have my fabric here. I used a total of 2.5 yards of Duchess fabric. So this is my fabric turned into two. This is going to be the back side, so I'm cutting for the back side first. It is folded into two like this. So this part here you can see is open, and the other part is closed up, and the open part I used a pin to hold it so it stays in place because this fabric moves a lot. So at the top here I'm going to be marking my starting line, and for you to be able to draft out know how many yards of fabric you will use, this is how you are going to do that. It's the top here that will determine. So at the top here I'm going to be taking 3 inches for my neck width, and I'll mark that, and then also from that folded edge I'll also take 7.5 inches, which is my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5 inches. So I'll take that there. So on that 7.5 inches line I'm going to go ahead and I will mark out 13 inches. This is how long I want my sleeve to be. So this is a total of 20.5 inches. When you add the 7.5 inches plus the 13 inches, I have a total of 20.5 inches. So when you want to know how much you're going to cut out, you simply do that 20.5 times 2, which is 41. So this is 41 inches folded into 2. So from that 13-inch line I came down by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect it to the 3-inch line that I marked earlier for my neck width. So I'm going to have is something like this, which is going to serve as my shoulder slope. So for my back neck depth, that is how low I want the back neck to be, I'm going to mark it 1.5 inches, and I'm going to connect it to the 3 inches. So I have done that, and the next thing I'm going to do is from my starting line I'm going to go down and I will mark 11.5 inches. This is my my shoulder to my bust point line. It is 11.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark that all along this line, and then I'm going to draw a straight line to connect. So on this line here that I just marked, I'm going to divide my round hip measurements divided by 4. Yes, I'm using my round hip because my hip is the largest part of my body. If your bust is the largest part of your body, then you can use your round bust. But for me, I'm going to do my round hip divided by 4. And what I have is 10.5 inch, but I just rounded it off to 11 inches. And then I added extra 4 inches for the allowance for ease. So I'm going to add 4 inches here. So altogether what I have here is 15 inches. What I have is 15 inches altogether. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark 15 inches all the way down to the length of this dress. And for the length of this dress, this material is by 16 inches, as the length is 16 inches. So I just used what I have there for my measurement. So you can also mark out your length. If you are shorter, you can mark how long or how short you want this dress to be. So I'm just going to connect that straight line all the way up to the 11.5 inches I came down by, and I'm going to draw out this curve here like this. This is going to be for my armhole, so I'm just going to draw a curve here. Then after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is at the top here I'm going to add ½ inch, and this is for joining the shoulders together, for joining the front and the back shoulders together. So I'm just going to mark ½ inch here and draw a straight line to connect. So here now I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I started from the neckline to the shoulder and then to the length of the fabric. So as I cut, I was replacing my pin so that this wouldn't be moving, because this is what I'm going to be using to cut for the front piece as well. So for the front piece, I just placed this back piece on top of my front piece after marking my 1 inch at the mid front, because it's at that mid front that we're going to be having our slits and also the opening at the neckline. So this is what it looks like after I'm done cutting for the back pattern. Now this is for the front pattern that I was talking about. So this is, I'm just going to take out the pin, and this is 1 inch. So I marked 1 inch and I placed my back piece on it like this, on that 1 inch line. I placed it like this and I went ahead to pin it. I pinned it all around and I went ahead to cut it. I couldn't cut this on camera because this table was too small to cut this fabric, so I had to cut it on the floor and then show you guys. But it's just exactly how I cut for the back. The only difference is the 1 inch I added, and also the the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm also going to mark 3 inches, which I did for the back piece. But then for the neck length, I'm going to be making it 3 inches. So this is 3 by 3 inches. So I'll just use my curve rule to connect this like this. And after doing it, I'll also go ahead and cut it. So that is it for the front piece. And then I'll go ahead and take out my pins, but then I'll also slit this midpoint open, because that place is going to be open. So I'll just slit it open. And then I'll go ahead and take out the pins. So when I open up the back piece, this is what the back piece is looking like when I open it up. So this is the wrong side of the back piece and this is the right side of the back piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be joining the front and the back pieces together on the shoulder, right sides facing each other. So I'll just place it like this, right sides facing. I'll go ahead and sew, join at the shoulder top, and then I'll take the other one and place it as well. But before I do this, I need to join the midpoint. You can see where I have the chalk where I marked 1 inch. I need to join that side before I'll be able to join it with the back piece. So to do that, this is the front piece. Now I already placed them together, right sides facing. So after doing that, from this point here, I came down by 3 inches. As you can see, I already did that off camera. My camera wasn't recording. And then from the shoulder line, I went down by 41 inches. This is where I want my slit to end, but later on I made this 38 inches because I found out that 38 inches was better. So after I marked these two lines, I marked 1 inch in between them all the way down, and then I went ahead to sew it. So I've also gone ahead to join the shoulders. As you can see, I also went ahead to hem the sleeve. This is the sleeve. I went ahead to hem it on both sides. I did that on both sides, and then you can see how I went down to join this all the way down. Now for this neckline that I said I came down by 3 inches, I later made it 4 inches so that it's, low, a bit lower. So this is the opening here at the top, and the sleeve, and I have the slit down there as well. So this is what yours should be looking like right now. So yeah, this is the sleeve, this is the slit. Like I said, I marked from shoulder down to 38 inches later, so I can have a long slit. So I use this black bias tape to bias the neckline. I use a black bias because that's what I have, but if you have a color matching yours, please use that. So after I was done doing that, you can see that the neckline is already looking very neat. This is what it's looking like right now. So I'm going to flip this over to the wrong side, and I'll go ahead to join the two sides. So from the sleeve here, I'm going to go ahead and sew 1 inch all along till I get to the down part, and I'll also do the same to the other side. So after I was done doing that, this is what I have here now. I already joined it by 1 inch. You can see here I already joined it by 1 inch on both sides. And I also went ahead immediately to hem the bottom parts. I just went ahead to fold the bottom. I hemmed it properly. So I'm going to turn it to the right side so you can see what it's looking like. So this is it at the right side. Now what this needs is proper ironing at the sides, at that center where we have our slits and neckline. We need to iron it properly. Even at the hem as well, it needs to be ironed properly. So for the belt that I'm going to be attaching to the waist, this is what makes the waist cinched. So I have this fabric. It is 41 inches by 7 inches folded into 2. So after I am done sewing it all along, I went ahead to use my scissors to turn it open. So after sewing it, what I have left is 3 inches, but then I later found out that this 3 inches was too much for me, so I made it 2 inches instead of 3 inches. So I went ahead to top stitch it. As you can see, I top stitched it on both sides. Note that this is not what I used anymore. I later made another one for 2 inches. So after doing that, to attach this to my dress, I'm going to turn it over to the wrong side, and then I'll come to the front side like this, and I'm going to, from the shoulder line, I'm going to come down and I'm going to mark my shoulder to my waistline measurement, and mine is 17 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark 17 inches, and I'll also do the same thing to the other side like this. I'll mark 17 inches here as well, and then I'll go ahead to use a ruler to draw a straight line on there. So after I was done, I'm going to divide my round waist measurement by 4, and what I have is 9.5 inches. Sorry, what I had was 8.5 inches rather. So I have 8.5 inches, and I'm going to mark that 8.5 inches on both sides, starting from the line, from that 1 inch where I joined the front piece. Starting from there, I'm going to mark 8.5 inches. So this is what I have. So I'm going to take this belt that I have here. Like I said, you can make yours 3 inches width, you can make it 2 inches, you can make it however you want it to be, but I believe that for people that have, you know, big stomach, I think you should just use 2 inches so your big tummy doesn't show. So I'm going to fold it like this, and I'm going to mark the midpoint. So I folded this belt into 2, and I'm going to place it like this. So for me that you later used 2 inches, I just wanted to have from my waistline go up by 1 inch, and from that same waistline go down by 1 inch. So that was why I put it at the midpoint. So this is how it's going to look like. And then for this other side, I'll do the same thing as well. Take this open part, fold it into 2, place it, find the midpoint like this, fold it like so, and then place it on like this, and then I'll use my pin to hold it to keep it in place. So after that, I'll go to my sewing machine and I'm going to join these belts to the main fabric like this. So after I'm done doing that, this is what it looks like. So this is the belts that we are going to be tying inside to have that cinched waistline. So this is what it's going to look like. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open up this 1 inch and I'm going to press it from the top down to the slit. I'm going to open it like this and press it properly. Press it very well with a hot pressing iron. And after doing that, I'm going to take my hemming gum and I'm going to place it in between it, and I'm going to also press it again. So this is my hemming gum. I'm going to put it in between like this. I'm going to show you. I will go ahead and place it like this and turn it like this, and then iron it so that this place does not move, so it stays in place. Instead of stitching it down, it's better you just use a hemming gum, because this will make the front part look neater. So this is what I'm going to do. Use my hemming gum and hem it all the way down to the slit. This will also make the slit to open up properly and look neat. So before you do this, you can also go ahead and weave all these rough edges. You can go ahead and weave the raw edges before you go ahead to hem it like this. And after that, this is basically what you're going to have: this simple, nice, beautiful, gorgeous gown. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Let me know in the comment section and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.